Okay. So the question. Manakah? Alright, so our first question, find the order of magnitude of your age in seconds. Okay, so bila order of magnitude, maksudnya kita akan assume saja. So means that you're within 18 years, whether we have tahun lompat ke, whether we have 5 days or 4 days. Okay, so that's why dia termasuk dalam case yang order of magnitude. Okay, because that things kita tak boleh calculate it precisely. We can only assume. That's why dia kata assume 18 years roughly the age of current. Assume. Dia suruh assume lah. Cuma 18 years. Find order of age in second. So for your level mungkin awak dah 18 tahun kan tahun ni, betul tak? Ke 17? 18. Okey. Rasanya 18 tahun kan? Okey, so sepatutnya 18 tahun lah. So 18 years cuma nanti masa bila kita buat tu, when you calculate tu, okay, so 18 years, so awak akan cancel out years. In 1 years, how many days? In 1 days, how many hour? In 1 hour, we have how many minutes? 1 minute, how many seconds? Okay, so awak ada up to that level lah punya apa ni apa? Okay, dia punya conversion tu. Okay. So, you want the answer? Okay, so final answer 5. Approximate je lah. Okay, 5.6 times 10 power of 8 second. Okay. So ni this one yang kita estimate dapat. So sama tak dengan jawapan awak? At least this one the same. The power tu. 10 power of 8 tu sama. Okay, boleh ke?
Boleh.
Alright, good. Yeah.
Madam, kalau saya tak letak 10.8 tu, saya just tulis sampai habis dia punya jawapan tu. Diterima tak? Accept tak?
Tu sampai habis.
Dia panjang-panjang.
Panjang-panjang.
5, 6, 7.
Tak terima sebab kalau you student science social kita terima. Tapi you are science student. So you need to use lah. This is one of the lesson in your introduction physics kan?
Okay. Thank you, madam.
So tak boleh. Kena juga tulis dalam bentuk yang macam ni. Okay? Plus this is question order of magnitude. Sebenarnya bila question of order magnitude dia cuma consider 10 the power of ni je. Even yang depan ni pun kita tak consider sebenarnya. Okay, sebab dia order of magnitude. Dia kena factor 10 saja sebenarnya yang kita consider. Faham tak? So lagilah awak kata nak tulis yang panjang-panjang tu, lagilah tak consider sebab we are not we test this question is not to find the exact or the precise value. We want to test your understanding on order of magnitude. So if you write it in that way, meaning that you still not understand or you miss the concept of order of magnitude tu. Faham tak? Okay. So sama ada you choose to write 10 to the power of 8 sahaja become your answer ataupun bolehlah kalau nak masukkan 5.6 yang ni. Okay. For second question ni jawapan dekat jawapan mungkin dah ada kan? Jawapan dia tak bagi. Kenapa tak bagi jawapan? Oh, memang dia tak bagi jawapan conceptual question.
Yang 1, 2, 3 tak bagi. Yang problem tak ada.
Okay. Tapi cara macam mana buat tahu kot? Ya. Nak find answer je, nak check dulu.
Darab.
10 to the power of 24. That's the answer. Dapat?
Dapat.
Okay, good. Lagi? Semua dapat ke? Okay, so table exact. Okay. Boleh? Semua dapat ke? So, harap semua dapat. Cuma, how to explain tu? Awak adalah kan awak punya calculation. Sebabnya yang ni cube, yang ni convert pada meter dulu. Kalau nak memudahkan hidup awak lah. Ataupun yang ni convert tapi tak best lah. Ataupun yang ni convert pada sentimeter ke, ya, it's up to you lah. As long as unit tu samakan lah dia punya unit belakang tu. So that we can cancel out. Okay. Alright, question number 3. Question number 3, at first, dia tanya, for the first case, dia tanya two vectors of unequal magnitude add up to give zero vector. This one is very not possible lah, because bila magnitude pun dah tak sama, kalau dia sebut unequal saja, it still possible, because let's say we have this vector. 3 unit vector for your vector A, move in this direction to the right. And then we have another one equation, A vector, okay, to the left. So label as vector B, also 3 unit. These two vector unequal but in direction. So still possible to give zero vector. But when here the case is for unequal magnitude, so memang tak possible langsung lah. Lepas tu dia fix dia limit pula pada dua vektor sahaja. So memang cannot be. Sebabnya yang ni salah satu memang sebabnya bila add up tu, kalau kita add up dengan negative direction kepada that vector, still possible. Okay. So bila magnitude pun tak sama, memang it's not possible. But when three unequal vectors, then here they not mention whether unequal to magnitude ataupun direction. So kita free lah. We free to choose whether that three unequal vectors can give zero vector. So the case is, let's say, the case is yes when the case yang kita ada tu kalau A, mana nak centang? Itulah, dah lain pula. Kalau semua dapat join ke ni? Berapa orang ni your class? Semua ada ya?
26. So ada.
Oh ya, 26. Alright, good. Okay. So let's say we have vector A plus vector B. This is first vector, second vector, and we plus vector C, which is vector C is our negative to vector A plus B. So this is the only case that possible to give value of 0. Okay. So this situation possible. Okay. So we prove guna drawings pula. Okay. So by drawings, kita akan dapat. Okay. So vector A. Okay. So vector A in this direction. Contoh kan. Buatlah apa-apa kan sebab dia tak ada fix pada the vector is not given. So it's up to you lah. Let's say we have in this direction and then we have vector B. So total of these two vector we get this vector A plus B. Okay. And now the case kita nak tolak. Maksudnya kita tambah dengan different direction dia. So yang ni dia akan jadi in this direction, which is dia dah jadi macam satu cycle. Okay, nampak sini. So when it become a cycle, the vector, the total vector akan equal to 0. Okay, so that's why saya cakap bila when you draw your resultant, make sure it not give you a cycle. So bila it give you a cycle, or bila awak lukis your punya resultant tu, memberikan dia macam satu cycle, that mean your resultant equal to 0, which is wrong lah for the other case lah maksud saya. So that's why bila you draw vector, your vector need to apply the tail to tip method. Okay, so that you get your resultant. But for this case, since the question asks to how? Okay, so what's the case that we can get 0 vector? Then this is the case. The case when vector A is our first vector, vector B is our second vector, and vector C, okay, we plus, kita semua masih add, okay, add. Jangan letak tolak terus. That's why saya lukis tulis macam ni. Add dengan negative to your vector A plus B. Then that's the only the case yang menyebabkan we'll get 0 vector. Boleh kelas? Okay, so we go to question number 4. Problems number 4. Okay, question number 4. Nampak macam simple. So, saya nak tahulah apa masalah dia. Sebenarnya tak dapat tang mana tu. Tak faham soalan ke, atau awak buat tak dapat jawapan, atau awak tak faham what is graphical method. Siapa yang tanya tadi question number 4? Macam mana nak explain 2C? Okay, nak pergi 2C dulu ke? Okay, kita pergi 2C kejap sebab dia nombor atas dulu. Okay, so question number 2C, how to explain? Dia macam, okay, so how to explain? So, dia macam, bukan kita nak explain tapi dia lebih kepada memang itu rule dia lah. Bukanlah kita nak explain tapi macam nak cakap, itu rule dia, macam tu. Because, sebab apa? Bila awak, okay, sebab A tu, bila dekat A, dia kata, because we involve more than one operation. Okay, so since we involve more than one mathematical operation, so you need to be careful. Okay, so because when you run off dari awal, your final answer akan less precise, less accurate. Okay, so that's why kita sepatutnya round off our final answer saja yang kita boleh round off. Okay, so tapi kita tak naklah sampai awak buat tu significant figures je sampai 8 significant figures sepanjang-panjang yang calculator bagi. Okay, so that's why we give you an idea how to decide your final answer. Your final answer must give the least significant figures in your question. That's how you decide. Ataupun macam you know that is length. Okay, length. So length biasa ambil meter. Length pula dia memang SI unit dia meter. So biasanya kita akan letak 2 saja. 2. 2 bukan 2 significant figures. I mean 2 decimal places. Okay. Cuma for this case, when it involve more than one, which is the first one is dia punya square root. And then next one, awak kena cubekan dia. Okay, so 2 involve 2 operation. Bila awak round off dari awal, okay, awak dah menyebabkan dia 2 kali. Okay, 2 kali di panggil apa? Menyebabkan 2 kali bacaan tu lari. Okay, your panggil apa? Bukan answer. Your okay, your apa Bukan decimal places. Dia jadi tak accurate lah. Kalau if you run off dari awal. Okay, so that's why bila cuma awak masih kena round off, tapi don't be too short. Okay, please don't be too short. Contoh macam yang tadi dia kata 3 dan 4. So dia dah bagi awak pilihan. So which one yang akan berikan accurate answer? So of course the answer is the one yang you round off at the end. Maksudnya at first ataupun the correct answer atau the accurate answer akan jadi ambil yang at first tu you round off pada yang lebih besar berbanding yang bawah tu. So that's why kita ambil yang bila you round off kepada 4 significant figures tu yang lebih tepat. And then at the end pada 3 significant figures then okay. Okay? Macam tu. That's how we explain lah question number 2C. Pandailah awak tulis macam mana. Okay, boleh kelas? Okay, so we move to question number 4. Question number 4 macam senang tapi tak apalah. Okay, so use graphical methods. Okay, graphical method. So given here vector A. Okay, bila kata vector, it must have magnitude and direction. So you need to find these two things, okay, before you proceed. Okay, so vector A. So this is your magnitude. So direction along positive x axis. So dah lega dah. Bila dapat macam tu, dah boleh lukis dah. Okay. So you may draw. So 3 unit along positive. Tak keluar. Positive x axis macam tu. Ataupun boleh jugalah. Kalau at first tu awak nak buat, you want to draw the axis first. Okay. Pun boleh. So this is your x, this is your y. Boleh lah. Okay, and then this is your vector tu kan. Vector A ataupun nak label sebagai 3 pun boleh. Nak level dia sebagai vector pun boleh. Okay, it's up to you lah. Maksudnya vector A kat situ pun boleh. Okay, and then vector B. Okay, so vector B, okay, ada 4 units. Okay, itu baru satu benda, which is the magnitude. So find the direction pula along the negative y axis. So bila along the negative y axis, dia akan going down here. So 3, 4, going down here. So your magnitude and direction of the vectors. Okay. So maksudnya dia nak macam dia nak tanya resultant lah ni. Sebabnya dia kata A tambah B dapat apa? So vector A tambah vector B dapatlah yang ini. Okay. So you get this one. Okay. So tail to tip method. Okay. So this is your, so you measure lah. Please don't calculate lah. Please don't calculate. Okay. Make sure you present your answer. From the measurement, okay, ataupun you measure ni lah, okay. So bila graphical method akan ada markah untuk scale. So please present your scale, okay. So present your scale. 3 units tu awak convert ke jadi 3 cm ke apa? Tell the examiner, okay. So you need to write the scale that you use, okay. And then you measure ni dapat 5 cm. So convert balik pada unit dia. Please don't leave your answer 5 cm. Salah. Sebab dekat soalan unit. So kena bagi balik answer your question. Always remember that you need to answer the question, okay. So 5 units lah, convert balik 5 cm tu kepada 5 unit. Jangan tulis 5 cm, dia jadi salah. And then direction. Macam mana cari direction? So direction kita akan gunakan tadi kita akan gunakan protractor saja. Tariklah angle yang bawah ni. But the angle that you find is, okay, so if you notice here, it is in the fourth quadrant. So you need to explain this. I mean, your angle here, you cannot simply write your, let's say 30 degree, for example, ataupun sebenarnya dia dapat apa ni? 45 kan? 45 ke? Tak lah, contoh. Tak nak 45, tak cantik. Okay, 30, contoh ya. Let's say the answer is 30 degree, but here. Okay, so only two ways that you can explain. Okay, but since this is graphical method, sebenarnya dah settle lah masalah awak bila awak tulis that you place your angle there. So tak ada masalah. So tak payah explain pun tak apa sebab awak dah present where is your angle, where is the direction. So dah settle masalah. Okay. A minus B, bila A minus B, okay, so this is your vector A. Bila A minus B means that B ni opposite direction. So bila opposite direction kepada yang ini, dia akan jadi going up lah. Boleh. Dia jadi going up. So the resultant, apply je tip to tail method, dapat yang ini. So measure balik, find the angle. Sebab tu saya cakap, kalau awak mention the angle saja, dia akan jadi sama. Yang A pun awak akan cakap 30 degree, yang B pun awak akan cakap 30 degree. So examiner don't want to say that. So dia nak you explain ataupun you present where you place your angle tu, that 30 degree angle. If not, nanti dia tak nampak. Kita habis tu, you want to tell me that your vector A plus vector B is equal. Okay, so 5 magnitude and then direction 30 degree juga ke? Macam tu. So you need to explain the angle. Ataupun dengan cara, ataupun gunalah yang apa? North 30 degree north of east pun boleh. That's how you present your angle. Please don't simply tulis your angle macam tu saja. Okay, boleh ataupun below horizontal, above the horizontal pun okay. It still can be understand. Okay, boleh kelas? Alright, so we move to question number 5. What's the question? Question number 5 ni apa masalah dia ya? Tengok sikit. Okay, question number 5. Tak ada gambar kan? Dia bagi statement saja. Again, but you need to remember that saya cakap bila dia kata macam ni dia cakap roller coaster move. So it's about motion. So tak ada masalah, cuma dia kata show graphical technique. Show graphical technique. Maksudnya bukan calculation ke soalan ni? Oh, okay, use graphical technique. Okay, so kalau graphical techniques, maksudnya you don't need to show any calculation lah. Okay, so graphical technique simple je lah. So you draw, cuma, okay, how we going to start? So we start with find the magnitude and direction. So since dia cakap, since this is a vector punya soalan, so kita kena ada magnitude and direction. So it becomes, you can label it as a vector. So let's say we have the first statement here, ya Allah. First statement here we have 200 feet horizontally. So this one dah boleh label sebagai vector A. Dia dah complete dah. 200 feet is the magnitude, horizontally direction dia. which is in this direction, 200 feet. Okay. And then rises 135 feet at an angle 30 degree above the horizontal. Okay, so this one become our second vector, which we can label it as B, vector B. Next, it travels 135 feet at an angle 40 degree below the horizontal. So this one become our third vector. Okay, so settle. Dah ada 3 vektor. So now you need to draw. Present it graphical using graphical technique. So bila graphical techniques means that first thing first that you need to do is buatkan dia punya scale because it contribute to marks juga. Okay. So buatlah scale dia. 200 feet nak convert kepada sentimeter pun boleh. Okay, so buatlah. Alright, then so we draw. Okay, so we withdraw. So 200. Okay. 200 feet in this direction for your vector A. Okay, so don't need to use any protector lah sebab dia sekali linearly dengan in line with your X, and then 135 feet and an angle 30 degree above the horizontal. So let's say this is your plane, XY plane. So this is X, this is Y. So 30 degree above, so this is your vector B. 30 degree, label 30 degree. Okay, and then your vector C, 40 degree below. So buat garis macam ni, 40 degree below, but still the same magnitude with your B, and then dia kata displacement from each starting point, gariskan saja, sambungkan saja starting point to the end of this movement. So that's it. This is your magnitude. Measure from here to here. That one you can give or you can label it as your magnitude, and the angle use your protector. So find the angle here using a protector. So write it here. Okay. So kalau macam working, tak apalah, tak ada masalah lah. Okay, so cuma kalau soalan MCQ, bila macam ni, awak kena tahulah angle tu adalah pada fourth quadrant. Macam tu. Ataupun you need to mention lah dia pada fourth quadrant, ataupun dia adalah source, berapa angle, south of east. That's how we explain the angle. Please don't leave it just like that. Okay. Next question. Question number 6. Question number 6. Tak mau. Salah. Question number 6 agak lagi senang sebab apa? Okay, question number 6 supposed to be very simple question since here already given the diagram, the vector diagram, the graphical apa nama semua dah bagi. Okay, so you just need to find displacement from Guangzhou to Seoul. Memang dah direct sangat soalan ni. Guangzhou to Seoul. Which is this is the resultant of the two vector. Okay, cuma saya nak tahulah apa masalah ya. Maksudnya tak dapat jawapan ke apa?
Jawapan dia lari sikit.
Teacher,
signifikan
Lari, tu je masalah dia. Macam tu.
Macam jawapan 421 saya dapat 420.4.
Mana 421? Nombor 6 ke nombor 5 ni?
Nombor apa tu?
Nombor 5 tadi. Boleh. Yang ni ke?
Boleh.
Yang awak masa ni? Boleh? Bolehlah. 421 awak dapat 420. Boleh. Kalau 1, 2 tu tak ada masalah. Kita masih terima. Yang number 6 ni tadi? Tak dapat sebab apa? Final answer juga. Sama ke? But you know how to do? Sebab yang ni dia dah minta cara calculation ni.
Saya dapat 224.8.
Saya dapat.
Dapat? Okey, 224.
0.8.
0.8. Okey, so kalau kita round off, okey, sama, boleh terima? Boleh terima?
Right.
Boleh? Okey,
Macam
this
nak dapat
one, macam mana nak buat? Okey.
angle.
Angle dia,
Ya, 83.9 degree. Macam mana nak dapat?
Itu tak dapat lagi.
ada tak dapat lagi? Okey, your magnitude, awak akan you use yang ni kan? X squared tu kan? Plus y squared kan? Betul? Guna yang ni tak?
Cos
Okay,
theta.
yes. Okay, for the angle, kita akan gunakan tangent. Sebab apa tangent? Sebab tadi x dah cos, y dah sin, ni tangent pula macam tu. Sebab tu ke? Sebab apa? Kat kelas PM Azam tak cakap.
Baru faham.
Sebab apa kita guna tangent?
Tangent.
Kat kelas PM Azam cakap apa? Okay, so kita akan refer back to our right angle triangle. How masa awal-awal tu kan kita resolve. Okay, so let's say we have this vector R. This is the x component. This is the y component. Okay, so here your right angle triangle. Okay, so this is your angle. Okay. Alright, so here, bila angle-nya di sini, your x is your adjacent, your y is your opposite, your r is your hypotenuse. Okay, so bila kita ambil trigonometry rule, okay, so x, kalau nak cari magnitude x, dia akan sama dengan, your x akan sama dengan r cos theta. Okay. Your y akan sama dengan r sin theta. Betul? So macam mana kita nak cari theta ni pula? Your theta, kalau saya dulu, saya ambil sebab bahasa Melayu kan. So saya takut hantu. So opposite dengan H. So opposite dengan H. So itu untuk sin lah. Okay, and then cos pula. Untuk cos, kalau saya hantu. Kalau saya hantu, tangent pula. Tak, takut, sangat. That's why kita dapat tangent theta equal to y over x. Faham tak? So how you find your angle? You use this equation tangent theta equal to y per x. Tapi y per x, you have your y per x. So how to do this? Kita nak cari angle saja. So you inverse your y over x here. Cuma y over x, the value will give a value yang less 90. Sebab apa? Sebab kita guna right angle triangle rule. Okay. So the answer akan memang less 90 degree. But Does it mean that all the direction of the resultant vector hanya akan appear pada first quadrant? Tak. The answer is no. Because the angle, yes, the angle is still less 90 degree, but it can be here. It also can be at the second quadrant. Okay, it also can be in your third quadrant. It also can be in your fourth quadrant. So all these 4 quadrant possible untuk the angle to appear. Okay, so that's why you need to explain your positive or negative angle that you get here. Okay, so you divide y over x. So when contoh for this case senang lah. Okay, sebab dia appear pada first quadrant. So you get your both component must positive. So dia akan appear pada first quadrant. When you get x negative, y positive. So which quadrant is the possible quadrant yang vektor tu akan keluar, direction tu? Mana? Second quadrant. Okay, so dia akan keluar pada second quadrant. So dekat sini, why you get negative? So the negative sign pada angle ada maksud. Maksud dia adalah, okay, arah yang biasa kita guna is here is your 0 and here also is your 360 degree. Right? Okay. So when you start your motion, your movement, okay. So start from here to here. So then it consider positive angle. So negative angle occurs when you start your motion from the 360, clockwise. Okay, inverse clockwise, you will get positive angle. If you use your direction clockwise, you will get negative angle. So let's say, maksud saya, bila dekat your semua ada sini. Sekejap, saya tunjuk sini. Okay. So let's say this is your first quadrant. Okay, your second quadrant. Alright, so that's why bila you are in your answer dekat second quadrant where your resolution vector for x dia akan dapat negative tau. Your y is positive. Okay, so your tangent theta will give a negative y over negative x. So your angle akan negative. So the negative here is y because dia kat sini. Dia at this point. Bukannya at this point. Bila dekat sini, maksudnya dia akan anti-clockwise. Tapi bila angle-nya di sini, means that dia move dari sini. Bila move dari sini, maksudnya angle tu negatif, dia clockwise. So bila clockwise, this is angle yang kita consider. Sebab apa? Sebab kita asalnya tadi kita buat right angle triangle. Sebab tu kita ambil angle yang ini. Okay, so that's why bila awak tangent theta, dia akan memang dapat angle yang sandwich pada your punya x. Okay. So, cuma bila, sebab apa dapat negatif tu? Okay, sebab dia dari sini. So, your exact angle that you should present is whether you explain, contoh macam you can explain dia sebagai 30 degree west of north of west, also can explain like that, ataupun above the horizontal tu pun ada dua maksud. Okay, ada dua maksud bila cakap above horizontal sebab it can be here or it can be here. Ataupun paling senang nak explain that angle, you just need to add with 90 degree. So that the angle dari sini ke sini, that is your direction. So itulah menunjukkan direction yang sebenar, angle yang sebenar. So plus je 90. Maksudnya 180 tolak this angle, then you get the angle ataupun saya lah from here to here, which explain your angle at the second quadrant. Sebab bila awak cakap your angle adalah pada second quadrant, masih tak clear because it can be here or it also can be here. Cuma your negative tu mungkin lah, tapi masih detail. Okay, so please specify, please explain your angle every time you need to answer vector question. Faham tak maksud saya? Okay. Nampak macam simple je. Okay, so that's why macam yang ni final answer tengok ni. Dia ada provide north of east. Jangan tinggal angle tu macam tu je. 3.9 degrees. So it might be at the second, third or your fourth quadrant. So must be details or must be specific. So here they did mention here north of east. So that's the correct angle.
Madam,
Yeah.
kalau guna sign rule boleh ke?
Sign rule boleh.
Okay.
Tapi maksudnya sign rule to explain ke to calculate? Tak faham.
To calculate.
Boleh. Cuma careful. Bila awak guna sign rule, sebab nanti later on kita punya case dia combine. I mean dia dah combine, which is dia bukan benda yang sama. Maksud saya adalah apa ya? Maksud saya contoh, this is a vector of acceleration. And then you have vector of this one adalah force pula. Faham tak? So that's the different thing. Faham tak? Which you cannot put it in the same ni. Sebab kalau lain lah kalau macam semua force. So vector force, then you may solve using your sign rule tu kan. Okay, kalau memang dia terang tantang memang soalan force. So memang force, then awak boleh you can put it in your sign rule punya form kan. Okay, to solve vector question no problem. Tapi in application nanti kalau kita dah masuk force, equilibrium dan equilibrium tu kena careful lah kalau nak guna sign rule tu. So better you understand jugalah cara yang biasa, faham tak? Okay, sebabnya ada student saya dulu pun dia suka guna sign rule, tapi bila macam case projectile motion, we are considering different things, different parameters, which is not the same parameter. So you cannot put it in one diagram of sign rule. Tu maksud saya lah. Boleh ke?
Okay, madam. Thank you.
Alright, welcome. Define a vector quantity, tak ada masalah. So show that x. Okay. Soalan ni. Awak dah kelas ke apa ni? Sekejap ya, sikit lagi dah nak habis dah. Tak boleh. Tak boleh. Alhamdulillah. Okay, show that x is dimensionally consistent. The quantities x and x naught are distances. V naught is a velocity and alpha is acceleration. Okay, so this one sebenarnya I think this one we already have this example in videos, pre-recorded videos tu yang Dr. Ikwan explain tu. Kita dah guna example yang ni, but no problem. So I will explain again. Okay, so bila dimensionally consistent means that your left side kena L and your right side kena same dimension. Okay, so same dimension juga. So here at the left side here, okay, so at the left side here, you have x, which is, dia kata x distance. So bila distance, your dimension is L. That one you cannot change lah because we have only 3 dimension. Length L, distance L, mass M, time T. The three basic units, physical quantities. Okay lah. Okay, and then X naught. X naught is also L plus V naught. V naught, V naught is apa dia? Distance divided by time. So L over T. And then we have T times dengan T. Okay, times dengan T. And then we plus dengan half. Okay. In your dimensional analysis, we are not going to consider coefficient, factor, coefficient atau perkali dia. Okay. We only consider the power tu kita akan consider. Contoh for this case L over T. I mean acceleration. Acceleration is distance over times 2 times. 2 times power of 2. So times power of 2 times dengan times power of 2. Okay. So now kita akan cancel out, cancel out, cancel out, cancel out. So here you already proved that this equation is dimensionally consistent. Don't need to give this kind of answer. Okay, so tolong jangan pluskan dia. Okay, sebab yang ni kita tak masuk dalam dimensional analysis kita. Okay, so kita cuma nak tengok yang komponen yang ni bila kita maksudnya akan tambah dengan komponen yang ni, akan tambah dengan komponen yang ni. So operation plus minus in your dimensional analysis is not consider. We will not do that operation. The operation that we consider only divide or square, times. Okay. Yang tu saja operation yang kita akan consider. Kalau plus, just let it like that. Let it be macam tu saja. Okay, so just leave your answer like that.